Hey everyone, and good day to you. This is Roger with Groovus Games Unlimited, and I greatly welcome you back to our Solo Crusader playthrough. Welcome back, and I hope everyone is doing great and having an awesome start to your week. And the game is pretty exciting, even though we're about to close up everything. But no worries, there's still a lot of excitement in store. We're going to be heading into Celebration Day. I'm really looking forward to this. We're going to just kind of relax and schmooze around the village, and I'm going to teach you about that. We're going to play a special House of Chance game that I'm looking forward to, and then we'll do like a wrap-up video. So again, welcome. There's a few things I want to go over before we get started. First of all, a mysterious package showed up today, and I smelled it, and it smells of peppermint and lilac. And I think I know who this is from. I think this is from Kevin Sims. And we all know Kevin. He's just this incredibly nice guy, very creative, very talented, and I have not opened this yet. We're gonna cut this open. We're gonna look at this together. And I brought out a very special weapon of mine that I picked up in Avalon at the Village of Hunter's Watch a few years ago for 900 gold. So in a second, we're going to bring that weapon out, and it's only brought out in special occasions. This is not something to monkey around with, as you'll see. So we're going to get to this, but I want to talk to you first about that battle that we saw, that pretty awesome battle with Matari and this dastardly skeletal archer. That was a cool battle. I just want to point out a few things to you guys. So, I know a lot of you are anticipating the game, or you may be playing it, and just kind of like a heads up and some strategy to think of, okay? I want to make mention of this, and I forgot to mention this to you when we started. Remember, and hopefully that comes into focus, and come into focus now. Oh, it did. We have this environment effect, and it's for undead monsters that they receive a +3 to all their warfare values. That's not their damage. That's, that first number there. So, case in point, that skeletal archer was an undead monster, and I forgot to mention this. But the great thing is, I went back and watched the video. She did exceed that, even with that +3 to, its warfare value. So, she did incredibly good, luckily. But what I want to make mention of is, since you've been watching the game, and, we really spec'd out Matari to be this awesome hero. She has Mallory's golden bow now that does 2 damage. She is very versed, proficient in mythical warfare, and she's good with range. But my point is, had, we had not done a lot of that and spec'd her in that way, she probably would have been killed in that chamber, or we'd had to evade out. And lastly, we were just very lucky. That's the thing, and that's what I love about this game. You go into these chambers, and there's these monsters lurking around. You really, as you see, you don't know what's going to be in there, and that's something I think that Dungeon Crusade does very well. It's that element of surprise of what's going to happen, and I love that in any game. But, had it been this, and I think we fought this guy before, right? This, elite keeper of the faith, level 2, versed in chaos warfare and arcane. Well, she's not proficient in that at all. That would have been bad, especially with this special ability, Book of Tormented Souls. And this one definitely, because she's not proficient in physical warfare or chaos warfare. The Orc Berserker, the elite with ancestral rage, she would have been demolished by this guy. So just keep that in mind that, yes, we went into that level 2 champion monster chamber, and Matari was very lucky. And definitely, if we would have got one of those things for that dual monster chamber. So luck was on Matari's side. That's what I wanted to point out to you. So I hope you like going over that. And I'm sorry, I did forget to mention that, but she did, as you saw, outstandingly well. So now, let's get to this mysterious package, and then we're going to get into churn 14 of our game. Okay, and real quickly, let us open this mysterious package here that we have, and we can see it's from Fun and Practical. I'm doing it upside down, but I think this is Kevin Sims' company right here. And as I was saying, here's the map of Avalon, so I could show you this quite sacred weapon that I picked up. I was in the village of Hunter's Watch, right here. And I went into the blacksmith shop and I had some gold, and they had this outstanding weapon, which I'm going to show you, and I bought it. So we're going to use this to open up this box. This is probably overkill. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to this very exquisite weapon. This is a legendary orange level known as the Blade of Eternal Rage and Chaos. Isn't that a handsome weapon? You definitely want to use this for when you're out in the wilderness of Avalon for some of those disturbing monsters you might run into. That's a +5 damage to this bad boy, +5 to physical warfare, and +10 to chaos. You can just feel the power surge in you by holding this. So, again, I hope you enjoy this. So let's open up this box and see what's in here. Because I swear, look, it's been sealed. I have not opened this. And I'm very curious of what Kevin could have sent us. I think I know. So there's the Blade of Eternal Chaos and Rage and Chaos. Wouldn't that be great if I just like cut myself right on camera? That would make... Heck, I'd probably get a million hits just for that. Look at... Hold on a second. I think this is a little bit of an overkill. Okay, we got it open. But I thought you'd enjoy seeing this legendary weapon. Set that over here so I don't kill myself. And let's open this box. And it is... Ooh, I see something blue. Blue? What could this be? Oh, it's still sealed over here. Kevin, whatever this is, I greatly thank you. And it's cool we could open this together to see what it is. I'm actually getting my Blade of Eternal Rage and Chaos for this. Excuse me. Okay, we got it. Whew. All right, here we go. So, I saw something blue, and ooh, wow, something there. Let's. Oh, these are the player boards. Oh, and all the warfare colors. Check this out. Oh, those things look. Oh my God, Kevin. Oh my God, that blue is just blinding. I love it. Purple, ranged warfare, mythical warfare, black, chaos warfare, orange. Oh, that orange is just bright. I love it. Spiritual warfare, and then red for your physical warfare, and then of course green for arcane warfare. There they all are. All 6 colors represented on the player boards. I absolutely love these. Kevin, I love you, man. These, we're switching over our hero cards directly after immediately. And okay, and those are the sliders. I love this. These things look absolutely killer. Kevin, I'm just blown away by your talent and your creativity, and they look, it just goes with the game perfectly. Love it. Okay, guys, do me a favor. Hold on. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to switch over our hero cards, and you know what? I'll get a few extra, because I'm sure you would like to see what these look like. And you know what? I just thought of something. I don't know if he's going to be offering these colors. So, Kevin, if I think you watch these videos, you may want to address that. Are you going to be offering these colors? And I am sincerely grateful to you. Really, I'm always amazed at all these awesome people that just create the stuff for this game. I honestly never dreamed that, and I love you guys, and I'm just, all of us in the community, we're so grateful to when you share your creativity and your talent and your imagination for what you create. This is just getting kind of emotional. Thank you. All right, let me switch over our heroes, and I'll come back and I'll throw a few others in there so you can see what they look like, okay? Be right back. Okay, everyone, I am back, and I put the hero cards into the amazing player boards by Kevin Sims. Fun and practical. Kevin, I'm in amazement how you did this. These look awesome. So here is the first one. And of course, like I said, they go kind of with all the warfare colors. So this is like the classic black. Now you're going to have to ask Kevin if he's going to be doing these assorted colors. I don't want to speak for him. So please, I left a link down there for Kevin to contact him. I'm sure he'll be in the comment section. And he'll get you hooked up if you're looking for colors. I don't know. So please ask him. I don't want to speak for him. But right now I know he has the standard black that are available, and it looks amazing. I would love to know, pick your brain, Kevin, how you design something like this. Love it. Okay, so there's my Heliax. And then of course here is Zeke, our wizard, in the green. Love it. And this is almost like, I was looking at the colors, they almost look like a gunmetal, color. I don't know, there's like a sparkle or something to it. And of course there's Arcane Warfare. It's a really nice design. And here's Matari in her purple player board. I think that light is just a little too close. Hold on a second. There we go, I pulled that back. Hopefully that's a little better. Yeah. It'll do. So yeah, there's Mythical Warfare in purple. I love these colors. They're just so bold and vibrant. Okay, there's that. Then I just pulled a few hero cards from the box to show you. So here's our Knight Hero, Cerbrenus, in this red one. That, Physical Warfare. And I'm going to do a photo shoot because I have to get this Kickstarter update out, but I wanted to get this churn out and open this package I got, and I thought this would go good with the update. So I'm going to do a little photo shoot and put this into the update. And then here is our Priestess hero, Jorah Oakheart. Of course, Spiritual Warfare. That orange is just awesome. It just pops. It just goes, I think it goes so perfect with the game. It's a great design. And lastly, my favorite hero, Freddy Lopez. Thank you for not killing me with all the revisions you did. And that's like this blue, it just looks like a gunmetal blue. And of course, Ranged Warfare with Enwyn Shadowleaf. All of them look great, but like this, you can see what I mean by this. It's almost like this gunmetal blue. There's like a sparkle in it or something. Kevin, I don't know how you did it, but you're amazing, and I know everyone loves these. So there you go. We're going to get on with our game, and hopefully Kevin will jump in here and you can ask him about the assorted colors because they look awesome. Okay, everyone, let's get into our game and with the upkeep phase in turn 14. Okay, the first thing we're going to do in the upkeep phase, and we are going to refer to our card, is to... I had to get the right card. Remember that since we all of our quests are complete, we're going to interact with the teleport track like we discussed. And quite simply, all you're going to do is take another red token and put it on 2. So there's actually 2 turns remaining, and then we're going to go to Celebration Day. Heroes will be teleported. Of course, you could just always do this if you want. I always just need to put another token on there. Okay, so we have 2 turns remaining. Now let's go over to our player area and process the next things. Okay, and now we're going to go over the few things in the upkeep phase. I want to point something out really quick about the player boards. And again, Kevin, we all love you. These things are awesome. But for what I'm doing here, you see, I'm always throwing these hero boards around and moving things. They get jostled around. And mine were a little bit loose. Not very much, just enough where, if I move it, it was going to move. And some people may like that. So this is nothing about the design at all. But I wanted mine to stick, because of what I'm doing here. So you may want to do this too if you want yours to be like a little tough to move or, like have some resistance there. All I did was I took a piece of packing tape and I cut just like a little square of it. I mean, just like a tiny little square. And I adhered it, not here, but right on the back of, you can't even see it, of like these arrows. And what that did is, now you can see like they don't move. And there's some nice resistance there. So you have to kind of push to get those moving. Again, Kevin, I love your design. I'm not saying anything's wrong with that. I'm just saying for what I'm doing and for the kind of person I am, because I'm always throwing stuff around, I wanted mine to stick a little more. So if you have these and you want that, just take a little piece of packing tape, little square, and just stick it right, kind of like right that, like behind that. And that will kind of not gum up that track, but put some resistance there so your sliders will just stay in place. And I got to put this back because Mahaliak had 6 health. So I just wanted to point that out. Again, I love these things. I absolutely love them. It makes me want to play the game more. Okay, just wanted to point that out. Kevin, you're awesome. Thank you for those. Okay, so we're in the upkeep phase. What do? Do any of our heroes have any afflictions? No. Poison, bleeding. We're going to move on. Does any of our heroes have any channeled abilities? Yes, because of Matari, as we just discussed, with the skeletal grunt. So we're going to unchannel this, untap if you played Magic back in the day like me. So you're just going to untap it, channel it. We just call it channeling in Dungeon Crusade. And that should be it for that. Next thing, do our heroes have any torches? Yes. Zeke has a torch. Matari has a torch. Remember, we're going to roll a d12. On a result of 1 to 2, the torch goes out. 3 to 12, they can use it for the forthcoming turn. Let's test Zeke's torch. And it is a 7, so that is good. So it's going to stay lit for the forthcoming turn. And over here to Matari for hers. And that is what? A 5? Yep, 5. So we're good there. Okay, everything else is all taken care of. Now let's head to the dungeon and discuss our strategy for kind of like the end of Quest Table 2 with our initiative tokens. Meet you in the dungeon. Okay, guys, let's first talk about Mahaliak. Remember, he just got unwebbed last turn, so he didn't really do anything besides get unwebbed. So let's do something with Mahaliak. How about we move him over here into the Ogre's Lair east? We'll reveal this mining site, and I think we had a lot of, those tokens says this is not a mining site, so I'm sure that's going to be a mining site. And how about for this turn we do some mining to see what we can get to create maybe some more power gems for Celebration Day. And then we'll have, of course, one more turn before the heroes are teleported. And then I think we're going to go over here to the Well of Eternity zone, our area of the dungeon. There's a treasure chest. We're going to open that, but there's a trap. I have not looked at this token. I'm going to leave it there, and it will be a surprise for us when we get there. So I think that's what we're going to do with Mahaliak for these last few turns. And, if he actually had more health, as you can see, there's a level 3 chamber here. We're not going to mess with that, even if we did have the health. But there's this level 2 chamber here for the other, what's the other one? Is it a Mother's Request? I think that's that one. I think it's a Mother's Request where we have to find the broken chalice pieces. So if we had more health, I would say I would like to hit up this or over here. But he's low on health. So let's just do that. We'll try to get some mining in for this turn. Next turn, let's go try to open up one of the last treasure chests. Okay, let's go over and discuss what we'll do with Zeke. Okay, with Zeke, he's going to get initiative token 3 and 4. And actually, I forgot, we're going to put initiative token 1 and 2 over on Mahaliak's card. And let's get initiative token 3 and 4. So we're going to activate Zeke after Mahaliak. And here's what I'm thinking. We have that Blackwood Prowler over here. And, my goal was I was going to try to wipe out all the minions before Celebration Day. So we're going to move Zeke. Here's our plan. We're going to move him. He's in the Chapel of Light South. We're going to move up here to this square so he's in line of sight. And that would be line of sight with this Blackwood Prowler. And we have this, he has 3 essence left. And we're going to fire off this magic missile and try to light up this Blackwood Prowler. I think that has 2 damage. It has 2 health, I mean. And so let's hope that Zeke cast this magic missile and hits it dead on, and we get 2 damage from that. Hopefully we get at least 1, and then we'll move Zeke down, and we're going to attack the Blackwood Prowler. It's kind of risky, but hopefully he can take him out. So I think that's a pretty cool plan. And we'll see. Maybe we'll kill him, with just this initiative token with that magic missile, and then we'll what's up here? We'll find something to do it with initiative token 4. So for now though, let's give these to Zeke, and then we'll move up and discuss Matari's churn. And actually, I just caught this before we go to Matari. Up here in the Chapel of Light North, there's actually the other secret room that was populated during the seeding process. Why don't we move Zeke up there after dealing with the Blackwood Prowler, because we'll have one more churn regardless, and let's see if he can discover the secret room and then of course pick the lock. So that would be good. And I want to tell you something that I've been creating content for the game that I'm really trying to get into the game for you, and there's something coming for the secret rooms that I think that you will like, and I'll just say that for now, but something very interesting, and you'll see. So I just want to point that out. So let's try to discover that secret room. Okay, let's head up and discuss what we'll do with Matari. Okay, and finally for Matari, we have initiative tokens 5 and 6. Of course, she's one of our mercenaries. And I think what we're going to do is move her out of this chamber and into the Halls of the Dead west and east zone. And there's that treasure chest way up in the corner. And as you can see, this is like kind of a high level zone. Remember, those are our new red skull tokens. And that lets you know that these are level 3 quest chambers. Like, to let you know, there's probably level 3 champion monsters and the possibility of level 4. I am straight on going into those chambers with a level 1 mercenary. And that's this is pertaining to that quest about Crusaders of the Light. So that's what that is. So we got to basically clear those out. We're not going in there. But for our for our 2 initiative tokens, let's go over here to open a chest, and maybe we'll. Oh, and you know what? Look over here. There literally is always something to find in this dungeon. If I can kind of shift the camera, I just saw this. We have an empty chamber with a crate. You know what? That might be our plan. I'll tell you what. Let's change our plans. Let's take Matari. We'll go through Halls of the Dead, and let's go to this chamber here and crack open that crate. And then for the last turn, we'll go up to get the treasure chest. How's that sound? I like that. And honestly, I just saw that. There's something always to discover in these dungeons. Okay, that's our plan. Let's move on to the encounter phase. Okay, and now we are in, of course, the encounter phase. And I think this grid lighting thing is a little too hot. Yeah, it's just kind of like a little bit too bright. But hopefully you can see that we are in the encounter phase, of course. All right, so we're going to go over to our encounter deck and draw. And it is in a event. Oh, I thought, okay, well, I'll tell you something after this. In the distance, the heroes hear a soft, angelic voice speaking in ancient prayer, followed by a sweet scent and cool mist in the air. All heroes are cured of afflictions. So that'd be great, but none of our heroes have afflictions. But I want to say, or want to tell you that there's another, hopefully it's not a spoiler, but I would like to tell you, there is another angel in the encounter deck, and I think it's 3. I think she it's something similar, but the heroes regain 3 health and 3 essence. So when I saw that, I actually thought that's what it was, but no, so this is affliction. So that's a very good encounter. As I said, it's a mix of, good, bad, middle of the road. So this was a good one. Okay, so now let's move on to the Guardian phase, and again, we'll just briefly touch on that. Okay, and next would be the Guardian phase, and I know, guys, we went over this before, but just want to reinforce it for, people who are very new to this. So again, in the Guardian phase, if we had Guardians to spawn, there would be, I'm going to borrow this token, it would be, this moves down every turn. And then you roll the D20, and if that value comes up or anything higher, you spawn a Guardian. But we have met our quota. Of course, that quest has been completed, so we just skip the Guardian phase. But just wanted to touch base with you on that. Okay, let's go into the hero phase, and Mahaliak is our first hero up. And here we are with Mahaliak, who has initiative token 1 and 2. I just want to show you that. So 1 and 2. And of course, we're going to act, we go in succession. So initiative token 1. And we are going to explore that mining site. And yes, I'm going to hold this hero card because I just love these player boards. I love these things. Base movement of 2 plus the roll of a d6. And Kevin, God, you're awesome. I love those. I just wanted to show you that. We have our d6, and hopefully we can get there on the first roll. 3 and 2, that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he definitely doesn't have the essence to burn to get there. He only has 2. Remember, you can spend essence. 1 essence equals 1 movement. You can do that as much as you like, but you can't go, if you can spend all your essence, but then you don't use any more. But I just want to reinforce that. You could always spend 1 essence to gain 1 movement. Okay, so we're just going to do a move and a mining action. So there's the movement we needed right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And remember, you can be adjacent to a mining site or on top of it. I'm just trying to get over here because for our last turn, I can just move over here, we're going to open up that treasure chest, but we're going to have to contend with a trap. And we could go up this way, but yeah, it would take a lot longer, but we'd still have to deal with a trap there. So let's reveal, and this is, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, so there's 4 real mining sites, and then there's these 4 fake ones. This is the 4th one. So the rest of the mining sites are the real ones. I was so sure this was going to be a mining site. This is not a mining site. Okay, put that back in your box. And you know what, guys? I think we're just going to go deal with this right now. Initiative token 1 is, of course, done. And we're going to go to initiative token 2. And we're going to have to deal with the trap here, guys. Well, potential. I do not know what's under that token. Well, we will see. So first action for initiative token 2. That's great movement as the die hits a level 4 chamber there. So we have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, he has 3 movement remaining if this is, not a trap. So let's see. With his luck, you already probably know it's going to be a trap. And it is a clear. Check that out. And honestly, guys, I play fair and square with this stuff. I actually like to get in trouble in these games. I think it makes it more interesting. But as it is, no, it is not. So we're going to just continue his movement with 1, 2, and open up this treasure chest. And then put those back in your box. Or if you have that tavern task, you'll be holding on to these. With that, let's get our trap deck. And treasure chest deck. The ultimate in risk and reward. And just remember, we've gotten pretty lucky with these. So I assure you, there's some long-lost artifacts in here. There's some nasty stuff. Empty ones, as you've seen, in gold. So let's see what Mahaliak finds. Roll our d6. We're going to go 6 down for this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mahaliak opens the chest and discovers, wowza, explosion. And 3D. Oh my. Didn't I just say I like to get in trouble in these games? Maybe not this much trouble. Mahaliak he's had some luck this game. Let's read this. As you raise the lid of the ancient chest, you hear a small click, followed by a violent explosion. Roll 1d10. Result is damage taken. Also test range resistance 17. Now remember, we have our, I'll have to get it, we have our scalable difficulty reference card. for cases like this. And being level 1, you get to deduct 6 from that. Okay? But hopefully we can pass this. Also test range resistance 17. On a fail, you are stricken with a ranged affliction. Any heroes within 4 spaces of the chest must roll 1d6. Result is damage taken. Heroes within chambers are safe. This may kill him. We might not even be doing any of that kind of stuff, because this might just kill him, because he has 6 health left. Alright, so Maheliak opened the chest and it exploded. Let me get the D10. Hopefully this wasn't that bad of an explosion. And the explosion was worth 4. Get his player board, which I love to interact with. So he has 6 right now. We're going to move that down. So right there. So he has 2 health remaining. Now he's going to have to deal with the ranged affliction. And remember what this is. I'm trying to look for our scalable reference, our difficulty card, and it is, oh, it's right here. And again, my friend Samantha laminated this. Yours will not look like this. It'll look like, you know, the regular cards in the game. With level 1 heroes, though, with these trapped chests, you can deduct 6. Just wanted to show you that. And so that turns that 17 into an 11. Since we're testing ranged, and listen to this, it's very important. Your resistance is, you follow this warfare type 4, like range, that's 0, meaning you could add that, you know, like your resistance. And looking over here at his player area, he has nothing. And remember, he had Mallory's golden bow, but he gave it to Matari. That had a +3 to ranged, so he could have added that to this roll. But as it is, he does not have it, so he basically has to get 11 or higher on the D20. So let's see if he is going to get an affliction from this. And it is... oh, no. It is a 3. So he is definitely going to take a ranged affliction. Let me get the affliction cards and I'll be right back. Okay, and let's just go over this affliction really quick. And I don't know if, I think we talked about a second degree. And I want to explain to you what I was thinking on when I created this certain affliction. You know, like you'll notice that each affliction affects a part of a hero's body. You know, like their bone, you know, they could be bleeding, their psyche, their well-being, their memory, so on and so forth. So of course this ranged affliction is affecting a hero's eyesight. So this first degree is blurred sight. Use only one hand to attack, and I'm going to explain this for you. And then that's a first degree, okay? That one right there lets you know that's a first degree. If Maheliak would take a second affliction, you're going to flip this card over. He is still going to suffer this first degree, but now he has a second degree, blindness. And if you look at the text here, unable to roll the blue D6 on combat rolls or, you know, warfare rolls. And so that right there is kind of like, I think I talked about this before in another video. The D6 is like part of a hero's body. That's really affecting them. So you're not going to be as strong as you were because you have this second degree affliction. You see how that works? So it starts out with blurred vision, but now it's blindness. It's very bad, and it's going to affect you in combat because, you know, you're dealing with blindness. So you're going to lose the blue D6. And that follows suit with all of the other ones. And, you know, since we're here and we're winding up, I think my camera just tilted, didn't it? Let me adjust that. And just, you know, I like to teach you stuff about the game and that. Okay, so like mythical. So this is a mythical affliction, feared. Suffer -2 to movement. And the amazing Sean Ellis, he is just a very good friend. And he was, I asked him to do all the affliction art, and he came up with these crazy pictures that are just perfect. So like you see that a hero's feared, they're going to suffer 2 to their movement. And if they take a second degree mythical affliction, they're terrified. unable to roll the purple D6 on combat rolls, warfare rolls. So that's just another example, and I'll let you be surprised about the other one. So remember, there's first degree. If they take another, like if one of our heroes had this first degree feared and they took a second degree, it's terrified, they're going to lose the D6, and that follows with all of them, with losing the D6 for warfare rolls. But as it is right now, Mahaliak has blurred sight, and this is how I thought of this thematically, and I hope you don't mind me taking some time to explain this for you, just so you know. Use only one hand to attack. So right now, heroes can dual wield weapons. So like in his left hand, he has this primordial axe. In his right hand, he has the redwood staff. Well, if you think about it, it says use only one hand. What you're going to have to do is you're going to have to select a hand that you're going to attack with, and you're going to flip this other card over. So, and like early in the game, especially right now, that doesn't matter because this is just a starting weapon. But when you flip this over, you're not going to get the benefits of those warfare buffs. And the way I think of it is, and just think about it, if you had like blurred vision from like an explosion, you're more than likely going to take your other hand and maybe like rub your eyes, or just try to open your eyes to see, or try to clear them. Maybe you're going to take that one weapon and hold it with both hands as you're trying to focus on what you're trying to see. So I just wanted to explain to you that's exactly what I was thinking of, thematically when I was creating the ranged affliction. So again, when you get this affliction, you're going to have to select a hand right away to make inactive and flip that over. You do not get the benefits. It'd be like having a piece of gear in your backpack. So you can just think of it, you can put it like this. Now, during your turn, if you want to switch that weapon out, you of course can do that. But remember, your one hand is not active. It's rubbing your eyes or trying to clear this blurred sight. So I just wanted to touch base with you on that. So I am selecting, of course, the redwood staff, and we're going to flip over this card. But again, this is starting weapon, and it's not going to be that bad because it's the start of the game. But if your hero is like level 2, level 3, and they have 2 great weapons, you're going to lose that buff on one of those. So hopefully I explained that well enough and you liked going over that with me. Okay, so we're so close to Celebration Day. We're just going to probably heal him up in the village. So let's get back into our hero phase. And that was an exciting turn. Hopefully you learned even more about the game with this. Okay, I'm going to move the camera, and who's up next? Zeke is up next. And actually, Mahaliak has one more action. I just caught that. So before we get to Zeke, he's on initiative token 2. That was his first action. So let's, I have a plan. I was thinking for a few minutes what to do with Mahaliak. So let's discuss this real quick. And again, I hope that you like going over that about the afflictions and the ranged afflictions and all that. So here's what I'm thinking. There's a bunch of traps around him. I was going to send Mahaliak kind of north, but he's going to have to contend with a few traps. And I think what we're going to do is, and again, my plan changed. Mahaliak is, of course, right here. And if you could see way over here in the dungeon, like where my pen is at, that Orc Siegebreaker is over there. I think we're going to try to take him out and just clear the dungeon of minions. That's just kind of my personal goal. Okay, so I'm going to roll for his movement, and we're just going to try to get him over there to take that Orc Siegebreaker out. So that's our plan with Mahaliak. And you know what? I forgot to move Albus, and I'm glad I did, because we're going to do something with him next. Because remember, you can move Albus anytime during the hero phase. So let's roll for some movement, hopefully a lot of movement. That's perfect, that's 6. So his base movement is 2. He does not have a torch, so he has 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I don't know if we'll get there in time, but we'll get as close as we can. Okay, now let's head up to the village with Albus, then we'll get to Zeke's turn. Okay, and you know what? I'm glad that we waited, because from what just happened, we're going to buy an elixir potion now from the bazaar, because Albus is, of course, still in the village. We can just move him over here, and we're going to buy that. And that's not any movement there. It's just, you just conduct business as you want while you're in the village. There's no moving or, for his movement. Potions are 100 gold. I'm going to take an elixir, and that will cure Mahaliak of that affliction, and I just want to get it cleared up. And plus, I can just show you this. So I'm going to put this with Albus on his player card, and I'm going to get the D10, and we're going to generate movement to get Albus moving in the dungeon. So hold on one second. This. And here is our D10. And remember, there's his hero card right there. Base movement of 10 plus the roll of a D10. And hopefully he can get some big movement and get that to Mahaliak. So let's roll right here. Is that an 8? Yeah, so 18 movement. So remember, your first step is over in the dungeon. So I will meet you in the dungeon with Albus. Okay, and here's Albus, and he has 18 movement. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. That was some great movement right there. So I'm going to pan you over this way. And so definitely with his next roll, he will be able to interact with Mahaliak. And he's still going to have some movement left. Remember, you can interrupt that and keep moving. So let's roll for his last action here. And that is what? 15. So he has, or 5. And 10 is 15. So 1, 2. And he has 13 left, so let's drop that off to Mahaliak. And you know what he has? He has one of those power gems. So remember, you can just give this to a hero, but a hero can't equip or consume a potion, nothing like that, but he can pass this off. So I'm going to give this to Mahaliak. And Albus had those recipe cards. Or, I'm sorry, recipe card. Well, the power gems. So bear with me for that. And of course, we created the prowess gem, and that, like the iolite prowess gem, and the amethyst. So, and what we said we were going to give, I think this to Mahaliak, because remember, he has the redwood staff with the socket. And I'm not going to put it in now, but remember, that's how it kind of goes like this. So that gem on his turn will do that, is in that socket, giving him a +2 to mythical warfare rolls. So I just wanted to show you that that's how that works. Okay, so he gave that to Mahaliak. That's in his player area, and then I think it was Zeke, right? Or yes. And he's going to go drop this off to Zeke, and that will then Zeke on his turn can put this into his fabled dagger. Just want to show you that real quick. Okay, so let's move him. And what he had 13 remaining, right? And Zeke is right up here. And remember, Albus just skips over traps. He doesn't trigger traps. And I'm going to try to hopefully move you right here carefully. Let's see, we can go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so we'll go up here. So he had 13 remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And he's right there next to Zeke. Move you over here so you can see that. And he gives Zeke the Iolite Prowess gem. But hopefully you can see the benefit of leveling Albus up early in the game, because he can get this all over this dungeon to drop off different things for the heroes. Okay, so Albus is done. Now it is Zeke's turn, and we're going to go after the Blackwood Prowler. And here is the initiative tokens for Zeke, 3 and 4. First of all, we're going to... This does not cost an action, and it's on that one player card for you. We're simply going to, Zeke's going to plug in this power gem right into there. So now, this dagger, of course, it has 1 damage, +1 to mythical warfare rolls, and now we've kind of buffed this up. Now it's going to be +2 to ranged warfare rolls. So hopefully you can see how that works. So he's doing pretty good, but there's a 0 on his card, so he at least has +2 now to ranged warfare rolls. So I'll put this back, and let's see, he has a torch, remember, so he has +2 to his 2 movement, and we said we were going to move up here, and we're going to try to light up this Blackwood Prowler with magic missile. So let me get the D6, and I gotta find my D6. It's right here. So what do we need to get in range here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need about 7 to get in line of sight. So let's try to roll right here carefully. That's 5. But remember, he has 2 with his base movement, 2 from the torch. That is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, I'm trying to move you over here so you can kind of see this carefully. You know me, I always like to try to get you in the action in the dungeon. Okay, so he's right here. Definitely in line of sight of the Blackwood Prowler. Now remember, we can flip this mining token over because it's a free action and he's adjacent to it. But of course, this is going to be a mining site, and that is mining site C. So there was kind of a little boon of moving adjacent. He is going to launch this magic missile at the Blackwood Prowler. And remember, when you use a special ability, it is not in action because you're using essence. Let me get his card. Here's magic missile, and we can see it's going to cost 3 essence. And there's our little chart to consult in a moment. And I'm going to get these awesome player boards, and Zeke has 3 essence remaining, and so it's going to go 2, 1, and that's it. He has burned all his essence out. So I can just take this off. I'll just put it back on. So he is completely out of essence now with this. So put this back. Get our D8. Okay, so he's lining up this shot, about to cast magic missile. So we're looking for a 7 or an 8 to do 2 damage. Hopefully Zeke can do that. So stretches out his hand, and you know, it did that again. It's right on the crack of the table, and look at it, did say 7. I'm gonna re-roll it. I'm not gonna cheat. Try to roll it right here. So again, 5. Shoot. Okay, well that is good for 1 damage. Right, so what is that? 3 to 6, 1 damage. Let me get a damage marker. Now remember, this Blackwood Prowler has this special ability called Blood Moon Amulet. It's got 1 damage on it, but remember that we use this, we have to channel this now. That's inactive. I'm gonna put this right here. So we're gonna be doing some battling. And that was his first action. Second action for initiative token 3, we're going to move adjacent and attack. So let me get our D6. It's right here. Clear that out. And remember, the torch +2, base movement of 2, roll a D6. Plenty of movement there. So 1, 2. And actually, I'm sorry, that mining site was right actually there. So 2. Okay, guys, here goes the battle. I'm going to go get the warfare dice and tokens, and let's get this battle going on. Okay, we are all set for this combat with the Blackwood Prowler, and I think it's going to be fairly interesting for a few reasons. First of all, of course, when Zeke came in line of sight, that Blackwood Prowler converted from a vagrant minion into a raiding minion. It's going to attempt to make its way out of the dungeon if Zeke doesn't kill it. So I'm going to put the raiding token right here. And let's take a look at this Blackwood Prowler. Because remember, we've been talking about this Blood Moon Amulet. So let's go over this. First of all, and that's what I said about these warfare types, it's kind of, I don't know. There's arcane, spiritual, and chaos. Well, you know, Zeke is not proficient in chaos. However, he has a -3. If you notice down there at chaos, there, that's, or I'm sorry, -2. That's a -3 for physical. He excels at arcane warfare, and he's pretty good with spiritual with a +1. But we don't want this to come up. But remember, he has Luke's training sword, and we can buff that -2. That'll go to a +1 for chaos. So we're hoping that this Blackwood Prowler selects arcane warfare for the upcoming battle. Okay, but let's take a look at this special ability, because this is what's going to activate first. Blood Moon Amulet. Before any warfare roll is made, the Blackwood Prowler rolls 1d20. On a result of 16 to 20, the amulet activates. All warfare values gain +3 for this combat round. As I said, these things can be pretty nasty. So before anything, let's see what's going to happen. I have the d20 here, so I'm going to see if the Blood Moon Amulet activates with, and you know what, it did. Unbelievable. That's a 6, right on a 16, right? Yep, that's a 16. Blood Moon Amulet activates. That is a +3. I'm going to put a die there as a reminder. This is going to be one tough battle. I think Zeke's going to take some damage. Okay? Wow, I was not expecting that to happen. Okay, now we're going to get on with the battle. I have the battle tokens here, or the warfare tokens. Arcane, Chaos, Spiritual. Give them a shuffle. I hope you guys are enjoying this. This is actually turned out to be a pretty cool battle. And let's just roll the D3, and we'll see what this Blackwood Prowler is going to select for the warfare type. As I drop the D3. Sorry about that. Okay, so the third one, which is the bottom one, and it's going to do, okay, that's good. Perfect. That is what we wanted. So let's replace that with this. So +3. So that Chaos War, or the Arcane Warfare, is going to turn into a 14. Let's take a look at what Zeke has real quick. Of course, he has a +3. He's very proficient with that. And remember, we picked up this heavy cloak. That's a +2. So this is really good. So he has a +5 to arcane warfare rolls. And of course, we're going to declare Luke's training sword because it can do +2 damage for the battle. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. Hope for the best. And here is the arcane warfare dice, and of course the final strike die, in which we can add that +5 to. So let's get this out of there. So they go at it, and where can I roll? I don't want to go in that crack again. Hopefully right here. Oh! Okay, so that was, what is that? That's an 8 and a 3. Guys, I think he did it. And what was that? That's an 8. Okay, so we could add +3 to this. Let's look at this. So that would be 14. Well, we killed it. Remember, you process your warfare roll first. That's 11 plus what, 5? That's 16. That's enough to kill it right there with 2 damage. And let's just take a look for the heck of it with the final strike. That's an 8 plus 5. No, see? Zeke is very lucky. He killed it in the warfare roll, because if he failed, he would have taken damage for that, and he would have taken damage because he failed. The Blackwood Prowler got the final strike in. But it is dead. Awesome job for Zeke. We killed it. He killed it. That was a cool battle. I hope you enjoyed that. So let's clear this up. And it's dead. And of course, we're going to do the loot and gold roll. Let's take a look here. And that is a 19 and a 19. So Zeke is going to search this and see if it was carrying anything of value. And what is that? Nope, 16. But the Blackwood Prowler is now dead. There's only 1 minion left. That was awesome. Now I think Yeah, that was Zeke's. That's only his third. Yeah, third. Well, for the initiative token 3, he has initiative token 4 left. And what we're going to try to pick that lock, right? That's what we're going to do. Okay, do me a favor. I'm going to readjust the camera. Well, here, let's just roll and get up there first. Okay, so for initiative token 4, his first action, we're going to get adjacent to that secret room. We'll roll, get this guy out of here. Done. And, okay, 3, and remember he has a lit torch. That's 2, base movement 2, so 4, that's 7 movement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we're going to, I have to get some tokens here. I'll tell you what, let me get the tokens, and I'm going to move the camera up there, and let's see if Zeke can discover this secret room. It will be part of this action, though. You know, it's a move, and he's going to search. So bear with me for one moment.